So this morning I woke up at 6:30 to find out what the Oscar nominations were before I had to go to class, and yeah, and I thought 2010 had a lot of snubs and surprises, but oh boy does this top it right here. In order to get my full reaction across here, I'm going to break this up into 3 categories. The first one being satisfied, surprised, snubbed. First up for the satisfied, I was very pleased that The Descendants got the proper amount of nominations it did get, and I'm really pulling it to win Best Picture for this year. And I also liked how the artist really chewed in a lot of nominations. However, I still have the big prediction that's going to dominate the show, in which I feel like the Academy should let it open for other films to really be in the race besides that one, because they're really going heavy on that. But at the same time, seeing Hugo get a lot of nominations, that was cool. Even though I didn't love it was still a really good Scorsese movie. Now you see how short my satisfaction was with these, because this is honestly one of the worst Academy Award nominations that I've seen in my time for sure. First up are the surprises. First, in the Best Picture category, I was satisfied that the Tree of Life should get a Best Picture nomination, because it was really starting to lose its steam, because it didn't really have a whole lot of award build-up leading up to the award nominations. But here is the big shocker here. The Help and Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Who the hell saw Extremely Manipulative and Incredibly Forced making it in there? A movie that has a freaking 48% on Rotten Tomatoes. The last Best Picture nominee to have the lowest rating was a 62 for The Reader, and ironically that was made with Stephen Daldry as well. Another reason why I don't watch his movies. And The Help getting a Best Picture nomination, I feel like it at least deserved acting. I haven't even seen the movie, but really, a Best Picture nomination, come on. And now another huge surprise, Melissa McCarthy being nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And I'll get to the big snub that I'm sure all of you are aware of in a few minutes or so, but I'm going to talk about this first. This shocked me for the reason because we've never really seen a full-out comedic performance be nominated in this category, and as much as I liked Bridesmaids, I still see it overrated because I didn't think it was one of the greatest comedies ever made. Sure, for the year it was pretty good, but still, in the last few decades or so, or even the last decade alone, I don't think so. McCarthy's performance may be very outlandish and hilarious, but this is one that you award an MTV Movie Award for Best Comedic Performance, or even a Satellite Award at the same length. But come on, an Academy Award nomination, you see, that's really stretching it big time right there. Also a big surprise, and a snub at the same time, Albert Brooks not getting nominated for Drive. He gets nominated for nearly every single award there is for the supporting actor category, and the Academy just ends up leaving him out just like that, and they replace him with frickin' Max von Sydow. Why don't they just put him in the artist instead, because he doesn't say one word in that movie. Also in the surprise category, Transformers 3 gets 3 nominations for sound editing, sound mixing, and visual effects, yet for the second one, which is on the same par as that one, it gets only 1. What kind of world are we living when that gets more nominations than driving 50-50, people? But my favorite surprise of all, Gary Oldman getting nominated for Best Actor, and also Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy overall. I find that movie extremely misunderstood and overlooked. I found it to be a great Dark Horse nominee, and I'm sure that it's chewing on the BAFTA nominations, getting a bunch of those really helped its status boost up, and now we can finally see Gary Oldman as an Academy Award nominee. And let me tell you, the first time I see a movie after this whole event that has Academy Award nominee Gary Oldman in the title, I'm gonna stand up and cheer for that. And now the Best Actor race. Michael Fassbender, Ryan Gosling, and now for the Best Actor race, a huge set of snubs. Ryan Gosling for Drive, Michael Fassbender for Shame, Michael Shannon for Take Shelter, a movie that I bet none of the Academy voters watch, and then Rampart with Woody Harrelson, which I felt built up a decent amount of steam, but then again I can see why it got snubbed. But really, you left out Michael Fassbender. In my opinion, he delivered the best performance of last year. Yet Rooney Mara is fully nude in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. You're not up for it when a guy is at. I don't know what your problem is, but come on. He delivered one of the most physically and emotionally demanding performances I've seen from an actor in years. And he just gets left out in the wind like that. And now moving on to the majority of this, which will be the snubs. And oh boy, were there a lot of them this year, which is why I was really pissed at this year's nominations. The biggest snub, of course, was Drive, not getting any nominations except for sound editing. And what does that really mean for a movie being nominated for only that? Nothing. However, another huge one I had was Shailene Woodley not being nominated for Best Supporting Actress in this sense. Once again, she has all the steam building up just like Albert Brooks does, and the Academy just leaves her out of the way. I'm trying to remember who really took her spot in that race, but just she delivered one of the best performances of like any teenager last year. Actually, she's 20, so I can't really say that, but for a young actress in a role like that, that could have been such an emotionally forced role and just full of cliched angst and everything, yet she made it so painstakingly realistic and entertaining. She was highly deserving than one of the other nominees on this. Oh yeah, Melissa McCarthy, that's why I was forgetting it first. Over her. Please, you left that out. Also in the Best Supporting Actress race that was hugely snubbed, Carey Mulligan for shame, because that was such a tempting performance, just like Michael Fassbender's, who I will also get to in a moment. Her performance was just as great as Michael Shannon. So physically demanding, yet very great on delivering the emotional drive of the film. She did a phenomenal job at that. And also, her rendition of New York, New York almost made me cry when I saw it. Another big snub, 50-50. What the hell, you nominate Bridesmaids for 2 awards, but where's the love for that? You could have at least given it a Best Original Screenplay nod, and all of a sudden Margin Call comes out of nowhere and takes its spot. I mean, come on, if Bridesmaids could get nominated, which was full of Judd Apatow conventions, it had nothing new in substance of plot, just showed that female can be funny. Okay, so we got that. But Best Original Screenplay contention? No. 50-50 highly deserved that way more because it perfectly blended together the comedy and drama, while Bridesmaids was just all-out comedy. So out of all the reactions I've just laid down, I could really care less if I end up watching the Oscars this year because of how much they disappointed me this year. They really had the audacity to put Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close in 2 nominations, but also for leaving out so many great movies that last year. I know that everyone is so all over the place when it comes to these nominations. Some of them are satisfied, some of them are so-so. I'm on the spectrum where I'm just pissed off at a lot of these. Like, I'm happy for several of the films that did make it in, but really, there are several that just So I know that this year definitely highlighted the shallowness of the Academy by making a lot of WTF nominations and many snubs and really weird surprises. So leave your thoughts below in the comment box of what are your reactions to the Oscars. I'm sure ours are going to be pretty biased, of course, but yeah, so Oscar nominations, I could really care less if I watched the show this year. So yeah, in the meantime, Tyler from Kelly Kirk Reviews, and I'll see you guys on Friday with the review of The Grey or Man on a Ledge. Goodbye, and screw the Academy. I tried so